Stop me if you've heard this before. Duke can really recruit in football.
Hi, everybody. Dick Vitale. Hey, make sure you listen, man, to Locked On Blue Devils with J.J. Jackson. He's awesome, baby.
You are Locked On Blue Devils, your daily podcast on the Duke Blue Devils. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another episode of the Locked On Blue Devils podcast. My name is J.J. Jackson. Thank you for being here with us today on Tuesday, July 15th, 2025. Locked On Blue Devils, your one-stop shop where we discuss everything going on inside the life of Duke athletics. If you have not done so already, please be sure to follow and subscribe to our podcast for free, wherever it is that you get your podcasts. Also, do yourself a favor by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Tons of awesome content coming your way here very soon. Today, we're going to continue to meet some of these new recruits in the class of 2025, a great series that we've been doing as of late and a good opportunity to spread the word of all the amazing recruiting that Manny Diaz has been up to as he builds his class of 2026. A great episode we've got in store for you here today on Locked On Blue Devils. Welcome back. Another edition of Locked On Blue Devils. We're meeting the recruits, class of 2026. Today, a really special guest joins us, Jayvian Tanelus, here with us on the program today. My friend, how are you doing, Jayvian?
I'm doing great today. Can't complain at all.
Awesome. Thank you for taking some time to be here. We're really excited to have you joining this Duke football squad for the upcoming season. A really, really talented running back set to start your career at the next level in short order. Tell us a little bit about your decision ultimately to commit to Duke. Why the Blue Devils? Why do you want to play football in Durham?
Yeah, I mean, the atmosphere in the city is great. You know, you can't get a better fan base than that. You know, coaches are great, new staff, everything over there is electric. Love my position coach, Coach Foster. All praise to him, Coach Manny. He's doing a great job. And then just being able to get the high academic education as well, you can't beat that at all. So
yeah, seems like the best of both worlds. A good reason why to pick Duke there to play in the future. Tell me about this timeline that you've had, man. When did Duke first appear on your radar? Like, is this a school that you had wanted to hear from? Did you have dreams of playing in the ACC one day? When did they first appear on your radar?
Duke first appeared around my radar. They were like one of my later offers.
Okay.
Like they were later a later offer, what I should say. And then, you know, most of my offers were ACC. So I didn't really have a preference, but like, you know, I'm getting mostly ACC offers. So that kind of hints at something. And then, yeah, I didn't know they were going to take the charge, but, you know, it happened. Yeah,
so tell me about that. When you first heard from Duke, what was that reach out process like? How quickly did you want to plan a visit, set it up? What was that whole timeline like? Yeah,
Coach Foster hit me up talking about Duke. I wasn't like really too much knowledgeable about Duke. I didn't really know anything for real. And then he broke it down to me. He came to visit me like 2 weeks, a week later. He was one of the first coaches to visit me, so I knew he was
real quick turnaround. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, he was real quick. So I just knew it was very important for me to get up there. And when he came up there to meet me, I loved him, and I knew I needed to be up there for an official visit.
And so did you plan the official visit right away, or did you take a trip before? Like, what does that look like? I know you're there from Naples, Florida, so it's not the easiest trip in the whole wide world to get up to North Carolina, but tell us how that all came together.
So he had came to my school. He had watched me practice, and we had talked at breakfast and then talked to him. I was very interested, but I didn't set up an official that day. He came, and we kept talking, you know, kept recruiting me. And like about, I say a week later, I set up an official, and then I got up there, you know, in the summer and all that.
That's awesome. Tell us a little bit about your playing style, man. I mean, people can turn on the tape and see the highlights for themselves, but from your words, what type of a player are you?
I feel like I'm a very elusive back. You know, there's nothing I feel like I can't do. I can catch the ball. I can run somebody over if I need to. I can juke you. I can do anything. I just feel like I'm all purpose. I can do anything the coaches need me to do and block as well.
What was Coach Foster saying about kind of your future at the next level? How does Duke see you kind of fitting into the scheme and into the offense?
He sees me as an electric player. It's going to bring a lot of energy to the team. You know, somebody that can have a chance of playing. This class, this 26 recruiting class, especially with the running backs, I feel like we have to step up and take that role in early because there's not a lot of us, so we can really have a chance of getting up there.
Yeah, and just looking at the running back room, I know that a lot of people like to make the decisions based off that. Duke's had a lot of success recently at that tailback position. I know a lot of people are excited about Jacquez Moore and what he can do for this upcoming season for the Blue Devils. But looking at your role kind of within the team and within Duke, you mentioned being recruited by Coach Foster so heavily. What about when you got up and you're on the official visit, conversations you might have had with Coach Brewer and the rest of the offensive staff?
Yeah, Coach Brewer was electric as well. Me and my family sat down with him to on the official and broke down the offense and how I could fit in the offense. And Coach Brewer's a really good person. He's a very energetic person. You can tell he loves what he's doing on and off the field. So just listening to him and what they have in store for me, it felt great, being at a place like that. So he made me feel, welcome. And everybody else was great as well.
How long have you been playing football?
I've been playing since I was 5 years old, so my whole life, basically.
So you've loved the game from day one. immediately, did you know that this is what I want to do, or what was that process like?
I feel like as soon as I touched that football, after my first year, I knew this would stick with me.
Did you play other sports growing up as well, or did you primarily just want to focus on football, Jayvian?
Played a little basketball from when I was a kid to middle school. I didn't end up playing in high school. I dropped into high school and I did a little track.
Okay, and then focused a whole lot on football and made that thing. But how the other athletics, how big of an impact did they have on your career? How important was it to be kind of a multi-sport athlete before you focused on football?
I mean, it was important because, at a young age, if you throw all your energy into football, some kids they come out of it and they don't like football as much because they threw so much into it. So if you're able to play other sports and take energy out on other things, it'll make you have more love for the sport, especially football.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's really important. It goes to kind of the parenting that you were around and that sort. You don't want to get burnt out, right? Burnout is such a big problem for so many, and clearly not the case for you. So physically, and kind of watching your tape, how physical you are. You mentioned you love kind of running people over if you have to and that sort of thing, Jayvian. I know the weight room and conditioning is such a big part of being a big-time player. Coach Feely makes sure that Duke football players are in their best shape and ready to roll. What are you excited about in terms of the workload that it's going to take to succeed at the next level?
I'm definitely excited, for the body transitions. Obviously, I might think I'm a little big now, but when I get there, it's going to be a whole different type of lifting and all that because we went on the visit. He showed us body transitions of the players from now and then. It is crazy. You really see the difference. And they said he's one of the top guys, and I believe it.
Yeah, no, you definitely in your head you're starting to think, well, wow, what am I going to look like here in a couple of years then if I start to go through that process and that sort of thing. So you mentioned this class of 2026 at the running back position. I know right now CJ Givers is another guy that's in the class there. And anytime you look at the best offenses in the sport, oftentimes it starts with the 1-2 punch in your running back spot. And, back and forth, mano a mano. What's that been like getting to know CJ a little bit and understanding that, one guy carries the football on a play, but it's just as important to have another guy ready to go right in after you?
Yeah, so one thing that was great is that we were on the official together. So I didn't know he was going to commit. We didn't know each other was going to commit. That was my first time meeting him. And then, we were hanging out with each other, with the player host and all that. And I got to meet him. He's a very good person. So I'm ready to go play with him for the next 3 to 4 years at Duke.
Are you guys talking a lot even after the fact? Have you stayed in communication since the visit?
Yeah, we got a whole recruit group chat, so we be chatting it up.
Yeah. And then I know that you're actively trying to recruit other players, right? That you want to continue to add on to this class. Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, you want to make sure that the whole squad is ready to go and that sort of thing. Well, before Duke happens, you've got a senior season left to play, right? I don't want to wish away that time at all for you. I want to make sure that you've got a big year coming up. But how excited are you that you get to play high school football for one more season?
Yeah, I'm very excited. We're having a lot of hype for this new season. I feel like this is going to be a great year. Go deep in the playoffs, have a great regular season. I'm just happy for my teammates, for them to play good, for them to get the ball. We struggled a little bit passing, and I feel like we fixed that a lot. So I feel like my receivers, they're going to get a lot of touches this year, so I'm happy for them.
Have you set individual goals for yourself this season and kind of team goals? What does that look like for one more year of football?
Yeah, so team goals, I'll say not losing more than one game. So like I'm hoping for an 8-1, 9-0 season. And then for individual, I want to rush for around 2,000 all-purpose yards, or if I can, 2,000 rushing yards. Like just get better every year, finish it off with a bang, something like that.
That'd be incredibly impressive, man. And I have no doubt that you can accomplish those things. Excited to see what the season looks like. So I do want to talk about your town there, Naples, Florida. Once you made that decision, your teammates and people in the community, how exciting was it for them to receive the news and the congratulations and the people that have reached out to you since?
Yeah, I mean, everybody in the community was happy, coming from both schools, the school I was previously at, Laley, and my school now, CSN. Everybody was happy for me. It's a big thing. You see, because now we have a lot of players starting to get out there. We're starting to get heavily recruited in Naples now. We have some big time players. So like, it's just like now that our city's starting to come up there, and then kids, going to Duke or whatever. Like you don't really see kids committing to Duke because the education part. Not a lot of kids have that. So it's great for the community and for my family.
No doubt about that. What about you mentioned your family? How big of a role have they played on your life, on your football journey, and this decision that you've made?
Both parents played a great role. My dad was actually my coach, and he coached me up during youth football. He's been my trainer my whole life. So, he played a big part in like getting me ready for all this stuff and preparing me. And my mom, she gave me a lot of support as far as like off the field stuff and schoolwork and stuff like that, helping me around, making sure that it's not just about football, it's about school as well. Like after football, you have to have something to do in your life. So, yeah.
Yeah, felt a lot of love from your parents, I'm assuming. Okay, so as we start to wrap up our conversation here, what's kind of that one final message that you want to leave for Duke football fans? What are we getting? Jayvian Tanelus, what are Duke fans getting in you, the player?
Yes, sir. Yeah, a hard worker. Every day I'm going to come to show up, rain or shine. It's always going to be a good day, and we're going to put in work. So
tell us about your social medias. Plug your social medias and how people can get tapped in.
Yeah, on Twitter, I'm Tanelus05 all around. I got a TikTok, same thing. So everywhere, just Tanelus05. That's where I'm at.
All right, we'll get tapped in with you. Thanks for being here today, man. This was a lot of fun.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Jayvian Tanelus here on Locked On Blue Devils. This episode of Locked On Blue Devils is brought to you by our friends at Gametime. That's right. We've all been there, logging on early and waiting forever for concert tickets to go on sale, only to lose your spot for a show you've been dying to see. Live music should be about making memories, not dealing with the stress of ticket shopping. That's where Gametime comes in. Gametime makes getting concert tickets faster and easier than ever. Prices actually drop as it gets closer to showtime. You could save up to 60% off with their killer last-minute deals. Also with Gametime, I love that they've got the seat view in the app. Ever wonder what your view will actually look like at the show before you buy? Well, with the panoramic seat view in the app, there are no surprises. Gametime, the price you see is the price you pay. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Gametime. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code LOCKEDONCollege, LOCKEDONCOLLEGE for $20 off. Download the Gametime app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. Gametime is a proud sponsor of Locked On Blue Devils. Back on Locked On Blue Devils, another class of 2026 Duke football commit by way of Shelby, North Carolina, Crest High School. It's Lyrik Pettis who joins us on the show today. Lyrik, how are you, man?
I'm doing great, man. I'm feeling great.
Awesome. Thank you for taking time to be here with us on the show. I want to hear more about your decision to play football at Duke. First question's a simple one. Why did you commit to the Duke Blue Devils?
Really just the people, the community. It's a great feeling. It's almost a feeling you can't explain, but it just feels right.
Felt like it was the place for you to be, for the place for you to continue your football career. So you're an in-state kid, obviously, there in North Carolina, very familiar with the schools in the state and whatnot. Tell me about the process in terms of when did you first hear from Duke? When did they come on your radar and that sort of thing?
I first heard from Duke in like the spring of 2024. So right after my sophomore year, when the new staff came in, is when I started to hear from Coach Lister.
Okay, and then how quickly did did you instantly want to get some visits set up? Were they reaching out to you frequently? Like, tell me through that process.
They reached out to me pretty quick. So I got down there almost like the next week. I think I went to the spring game. Yeah, and then he came to saw me during my spring practice.
That's awesome. You've had a couple of visits there to campus. What have you enjoyed most about kind of being on campus, seeing the stadium, seeing the facilities, and all those things?
I just enjoy being there. Every new thing to learn about Duke is great, and seeing the new campus and seeing the old campus is great to see too.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And obviously you get to see some game day atmospheres, and I'm excited that you get to be a part of it. You've had a really lengthy recruiting process. You mentioned some of the visits that you went on. An official visit comes along as well. What was that like for you?
The official visit?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. All the unofficial visits kind of set it up, and then they just kind of knocked it out the park with the official visit.
So what all took place on that visit?
What'd you say?
What all took place on that visit?
We toured the campus, learned about the academics, learned about the nutrition side, learned about the weight training side, learned about all the little things that Duke has to offer.
Yeah, no doubt about that. And then you also got a chance to meet with some fellow teammates, right? I mean, you had some other recruits on that visit too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell me about that. What was it like being around the guys?
It was great. I could see the chemistry. I could see how well they got along. So. Yeah.
Have group chats been taking place and getting excited?
Yeah, for sure. I'm in there, and yeah, we talk a lot. So.
That's good to have that chemistry before the season even starts and that sort of thing. So looking at your career so far, what you've been able to do in high school, I mean, a sought-after player in the state of North Carolina. Every school out there, it feels like, wanted Lyrik Pettis to come and play for them. If people turn on your highlight tape, what type of player are you?
I feel like I'm very physical. I can also play the ball really good in the air. And, yeah, I just feel like I'm very physical.
When Duke talks to you about the future, what position do they see you kind of sliding into? What has that pitch to you been like?
I think they see me sliding into either one of the safety spots, but more like the boundary side safety, which is what Terry Moore plays. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what they see me doing.
Yeah, and is that something that you're excited about?
Yeah, very excited. Very excited.
Yeah,
I like
for sure.
Terry, so
yeah.
Perfectly.
Terry's a heck of a player, so I'm excited for to watch him again this year, and then you be able to take over here in the years to come. I know often talking with a lot of the defensive guys early on in your career, special teams is kind of where sometimes you get your first action on the field and that sort of thing. I mean, is that something that you're comfortable with? Is that something that you're eager to do, to take part in special teams and prove that, let me play. I'm able to make some plays out there?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with that. I feel like if I go out there and I make some plays on special teams, they'll see that I'm ready to start or even just get some playing time on defense.
Yeah, without a doubt. Thinking about the defense itself, you mentioned position coaches. Coach Packey does a great job as defensive coordinator. Coach Diaz has defensive roots himself. What was it like getting to know Coach Packey and hearing a little bit about this defense?
Getting to know him is very good because I've always watched Coach Diaz at different schools and like how the defense has succeeded, and I just really like Packey, how he runs the defense, how he coaches, how he pushes the guys, and yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, it's been a big reason why Duke's been so successful over these last few years, and a big reason why recruits like you want to come and play for them in the future because of the success that they've had. All right, as we think about your career so far, I mentioned you've still got one more year left of high school football. What are your goals kind of for this upcoming season?
My goal is to break the pick record. So
Okay.
whatever that is, I'm going for it.
You just want to be a ball hawk and get in the interceptions.
Going for it.
What's it going to take to do that?
I gotta watch film heavily. I gotta read my keys right, play good defense, play good man coverage, read the quarterback right, and I'll make it.
What about some team goals that you have?
Team goes, we gotta go win the state. It's been too long since Crest has won a state, so I feel like this year's the year.
Is it surreal right now? Like, has it hit you yet that you've only got one more year of high school football left and then you're about to be out the door? Or are you trying to enjoy every day as much as possible?
Yeah, I'm trying to enjoy every day because it really hit me. I think, it was yesterday. It hit me yesterday because it was 2 days ago. It hit me 2 days ago. I had senior pictures and I was like, I'm getting old. So, yeah.
Yeah, you got to enjoy it while you can before you head off to college and that sort of thing. I do want to hear a little bit more about this journey that you've been on, man, out of Shelby, North Carolina. You've mentioned your family. I know that they've played a big part in your life so far and in this decision. How big have they been influencing you throughout your life?
They always let me make the decisions, but they push what they think is right, and they tell me what they think is right. So they just have helped me mature and helped me make the right decision throughout this whole process, whether it's on the field, off the field, in the classroom, any of that.
How grateful are you for your family and the role that they've played?
I'm very grateful for my mom and dad for making me the person that I am now, and for my big brother. He helped a lot because he kind of led the way, so I just followed his path.
All right, we've talked a lot about Duke football and kind of the big expectations that are coming there in the future. Duke fans are wondering, like, what's your final message to them? How excited should we be about the future of Duke football?
Oh, I'm really excited. That 2026 class, we're gonna bring us one home.
That's awesome. I love that. As you look forward to the future and getting to know some of these guys and wanting Duke fans to get tapped in, what are your social medias? How can people follow along and get tapped in?
I mean, they can just follow me on Instagram, Twitter.
What's the handle?
Just Lyrik Pettis.
Okay.
Instagram and on Twitter, I think it's @PettisLyrik.
I love it. We'll get tapped in and we'll follow you. Thanks for doing this today, Lyrik. It's great to hear your story.
Sure. Appreciate you for having me.
Lyrik Pettis with us here on Locked On Blue Devils. Yeah, we're here on Locked On Blue Devils. I'm JJ Jackson, joined by one of the newest commits for the Duke football program. Running back CJ Givers is here with me on the program today. CJ, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Very well. Thank you for asking. You got a big smile on your face. I'll start with an easy question here that everyone wants to know. Why Duke, man? Why did you make the decision to commit to the Blue Devils?
I mean, what Coach Diaz is building there is special, and I really wanted to be a part of it. I mean, Coach Foster, running back coach, great guy, great man, and I feel like he can really develop me. And obviously, Duke speaks for itself when it comes to the academics, so it's a no-brainer for me. And I feel like when it comes to the academics and the football piece of it, it's best of both worlds.
It's hard to beat. I understand certainly making that decision there. So let's talk a little bit about the timeline that's in front of us here. When you're going through your football career, when did Duke first appear on your radar? When did they first reach out? What did that look like?
Yep. So actually, I've been getting recruited by Duke since the last running back coach, Coach Simmons. Yeah. And so he came to my school, I want to say like early November. And he offered me like late November. And it was kind of like didn't really talk to him much after he offered me. And then when Coach Foster left Northwestern and went to Duke, he called me and kind of picked up the recruiting. And probably I want to say maybe a week later, maybe 2 weeks later, I was up on campus, really enjoying that. And then I want to say I went to a spring practice, and so that had a great time there as well. Saw some good stuff. And then obviously on the official visit. So that's kind of the timeline of all.
Yeah, and able to lock it in and secure a commitment a little bit after that concludes. So going back to that offer that you receive, I mean, what is that moment like? You are a recruit that's had so many college offers, but to have one come through from Duke, how did that play out? How did you find out that a scholarship was coming your way?
Yeah, so Coach Simmons, he just called me. It was at nighttime, just a regular school day, and he called me up and just let me know that they want to offer me. And I was really appreciative of it. Really cool to get an offer from Duke, one of the more well-known, colleges in the world. And so it was pretty awesome. And I felt pretty good about myself.
Yeah, I mean, beyond the world in the Southeast, certainly that's a recruiting footprint that Duke's been kind of tapped into for quite some time. Was Duke a school that you had wanted to hear from?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've been getting recruited by mostly ACC schools. And so I was absolutely wanting to get recruited by Duke. I mean, obviously, they're one of the best in the business. So it was really cool to get recruited by them.
ACC, I'm glad you brought it up. It's a conference that has continued to expand and had certainly its heyday. And I think in the future, we're going to see much more high-level football being played in that conference. When you think about getting to compete every single Saturday in the ACC, does that fire you up a little bit? What thoughts do you have?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the ACC is a growing conference. I mean, they're getting better and better each year with, they got some really good teams in that conference that are going to be really good at football for a long time. And I feel like Duke can be one of those teams as well. So being able to go out there, with the Blue Devils and compete against that really good ACC competition is huge. And I mean, the ACC is known for, not known, but they put out a lot of good players in the NFL. So it's exciting to go out there and play against that type of competition.
All right, CJ. So if someone has never watched you play football before and you were asked to kind of describe your playing style or what they would see if they turn on the highlight tapes, what would you say? How do you answer that question?
Yep. So ever since I was younger, I kind of tried to model my game after Alvin Kamara. He's one of my favorite backs growing up. And so I'd like to say, kind of the shifty back, I can get the dirty yards if I need to. I'm a pretty big guy as well. So I can get the 1-2 yards, but also I can hit the home run, make some people miss in the open field, catch the ball at the backfield, and pass block as well. So I would just say I'm all around 3-down back that can do it all.
And is Duke seeing a similar forecast for you? Are they letting you know those things that you like? Like, yes, we see you as a possible 3-down back and all these things. What have those conversations been like with Duke?
Yeah, no, they absolutely want me to do all those types of things there. I mean, Coach Foster, he's showed me, how I can thrive in that offense, and it's doing all those things.
What's it been like getting to know Coach Foster? As you said, he comes over from Northwestern, getting set to take over that running backs room, and he's been your primary recruiter.
Yeah, I mean, Coach Foster, he's a great guy. He was recruiting me when he was at Northwestern, so I'd actually known him.
Okay.
And when I heard he got the job at Duke, I was pretty excited and got that call from him. It was pretty awesome. So been building this relationship for probably around, I want to say 8 months now. So known him for a good bit, and my parents love him. And, I feel like I've known him for my whole life. So it's a really good relationship between us two.
Yeah, Duke's a little closer to home than Northwestern is, so that'll work out nicely for you there. So as we look at the staff, though, and continue to talk about the visits that you've had and conversations, I know a lot of times coaches will make visits across the Southeast, and I'm not sure if you've had any school visits or anything like that from folks on the Duke staff. But on the offensive side of the ball, offensive coordinator Jonathan Brewer, what's it been like for you getting to pick his brain a little bit and get to know him?
Yeah, I love talking with Coach Brewer. Actually, on my official visit, we probably sat down in his office for about an hour just talking about ball.
Wow.
It was really good. Just kind of hear what his philosophy on offense is, and what they kind of like to do on offense. I mean, it's a great offense. I mean, it's truly I want to say a great mix between NFL style, but keeping it like a college fast pace. It's kind of simplified more offense. So I really like that about him and how he runs his offense.
You prefer to play a little bit of level of up-tempo football?
Yep, absolutely. Yep.
Yeah, I know a lot of work goes into that to stay in conditioning and that sort of thing to be ready to rock and roll, especially how much you're toting the rock and that sort of thing. All right, what about Manny Diaz, a head coach getting set for his second season? Obviously, CJ, when you're being recruited, you've got your position coach, you've got the coordinators. You got to be, though, in good with the head coach. What's it been like getting to know Coach Diaz?
Coach Diaz, you can just, from the first time I ever met him, I could just tell he was a great guy and he's doing it for the right reasons. I feel like he really does care about his players and he wants what's best for them, but you can also want what's best for them, but want to win too. So I feel like, he's doing some great thing there, and that relationship is great. I mean, he loves my parents as well. My parents talk with him, and, in my meetings with him, I've had great conversations. So I just feel like Coach Diaz is in it for the right reasons.
I want to follow up there on your parents. You've mentioned them a couple of times here. How big of a role have they played in your recruiting process, and how important has that been to you?
Yeah, so my parents, their goal for me was just to get it down to around 3 or 4 schools and kind of, just let me decide from there. And they felt good about all those schools. And in the end, I think I picked where they wanted me to go. Duke. Obviously the academics speak for itself, but they love Coach Foster as well. So they were a pretty big part of my recruiting process. You know, my parents are smart people, and I feel like they really did want what's best for me.
And I mean, I think I hear from all the coaches always talking about the family dynamic within the team itself, but it's also important for the coaches to win over the parents and have a great relationship there. So you think everything is standing well there between the Givers family and Duke football?
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's so great to hear. All right, so I do want to continue to talk about this upcoming year that you've got, because obviously we don't want to wish away high school too fast. You've got one season left to go before you'll be playing college football. Tell me about some of the goals that you've got this season.
Yeah, I mean, the ultimate goal, get that state championship. I mean, I feel like we're having a great team this year. I mean, probably the best one since I've been there. So it's gonna be an exciting year. I'm looking forward to it. So now that I'm committed to Duke, I can focus on my senior season, get that ring.
What's the football dynamic like in Roswell, Georgia? I mean, how competitive are Friday nights, man?
Oh yeah, it's real competitive. I mean, every single school around us, we don't like each other, so it gets real dirty down there. But it's great competition. I mean, I think we're the most dominant in our area, so it's cool.
I love that. When did you start playing football, and was it a sport that you instantly knew that this is what you wanted to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I grew up in a football house. My dad played football, and we watched football. Turn on the TV every Saturday and Sunday, watching college and the NFL. And so, I've been playing football all my life. I think my first year was first grade. So it's been about 12 years I've been playing football now. So, it's basically, bled into me. I mean,
yeah.
Football, yep.
That's so crazy, all the way since first grade. And so pretty early on, I mean, is this, you knew what you wanted to do, or as you got older, did you realize, wait a minute, I do want to keep playing this past high school?
Yeah. So, when I was younger, I thought I was going to be a baseball player. I feel like most people do, growing up, baseball. But when I got in middle school, kind of playing a little bit, more tackle football, I was like, I kind of like this a little more than baseball. So ended up quitting baseball, and I really, really fell in love with football.
How big has that been, though? Because I've talked to a lot of the recruits in this class, and so many of them, baseball, basketball, some guys wrestling or on the track and field team. For you to be able to kind of diversify the athletics that you were playing, how important was that to you? Oh,
yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like every kid growing up should play all the sports, try to get out there in all the sports you can, because you want to try out new things. You never know what you might like. And I feel like, it's good to also work out those different muscles, because you're just playing football. You might not be working out the same muscles you are as you're playing basketball. So I feel like you can get all the, really athleticism can build if you're playing all those different sports.
All right. Tell me a little bit about those muscles, man, because I know Coach Feely gets after the Duke football team there in the weight room. And obviously that's something that's going to be so important when it comes to strength, when it comes to conditioning, like we talked about, up tempo. And then, man, I know year by year, you want to get faster and faster. So what has Duke told you about kind of the strength program, and what are maybe some goals that you've got for yourself?
Yeah, Coach Feely, he's a different man. I mean, I've been all over the country to all these different schools and never met any strength coach like Coach Feely. So I know he'll get us all the players right. I mean, it just speaks for himself, like all the transformations he showed me, everything that he does in the weight room, he does for a reason. I feel like that really is what gets his players better and better. And, my goals is obviously, be able to make the NFL one day. And I feel like he can develop me from physicality standpoint, where I can get bigger and stronger and faster to that point.
In the recruiting circuits, you're listed, CJ, 5'11", 195. I mean, is that a number that you want to go up a little bit, or like what conversations are you having with the football staff in that regard?
Yeah, so I think they want me to play around 205 my freshman year, so gain that weight there, and I mean that should be a pretty easy weight to put on.
Yeah, not a big difference there. That's good.
Not worried about it. Yeah, so and I mean I'm fine with my height. Running backs these days kind of a little bit on the shorter side, so I got no issues with that.
Yeah, shifty. It's easy to absolutely a little wiggle to it. I like it. So you mentioned the official visit, and on the official visit, what's been so nice is that you're able to meet kind of form future teammates and other guys in the class and that sort of thing. What was that dynamic like?
Yeah, I mean, it was great. My host was Nate Shepard, or other running back, and I had a great time with him. Really got to bond with him and kind of just see what the Duke players are like. Just hang out around them, and I mean, it would just feel like home. It felt like it was somewhere I belonged, because I really felt like those could be my future best friends. So I think that's played a big part into my decision.
All right, what about this class of 2026? Who have you been talking to a good bit and getting to know?
Yeah, Terry Walker. I've been talking to him a lot. The QB. that's my guy. I mean, he did a bit part of recruiting me as well. Convinced me a little bit. So it was good talking to him. And I think honestly, we had a good amount of recruits on my official visit that ended up committing, and talking to those guys as well. It's been really cool.
Yeah, I've been hearing that Terry Walker's been recruiting everybody. He's taking notes and trying to assemble some Avengers or something with this 2026 class.
Yeah, he's getting everybody.
That's awesome, man. Well, as we get ready to wrap up here and you look forward to your future playing college football one day, what's kind of that one big message that you'd like to leave with Duke football fans? What are they getting when CJ Givers puts on that Duke uniform?
They are getting somebody who wants to work hard, will work hard, and that is going to give everything I got for the Blue Devils. I mean, I'm going to go out there and, put my heart and soul on the line. I want to fight, and I'm going to fight for every inch, every yard, and I'm going to go score that touchdown.
That's awesome, man. Well, I appreciate the time. We'll talk again soon, CJ, okay?
Good. Yep, thank you.
All right, that's CJ Givers joining us here today on Locked On Blue Devils.